Maximus Analysis here for June 23rd, 2015. We have a very choppy day today. Didn't really say much. A lot of beta names moved, but it didn't really move much regarding the overall market. So we really have to see what's going on. We don't want to break up a low, and it's going back to overbought conditions, and it's pretty much seeing resistance right here. So you have the one breakout, but it's been pretty much holding this level, and it's sideways. And there's really nothing to say. Again, hopefully when it does break a low, it doesn't flush down. Same thing here. We see we got the break, the highs. Volume is pretty low. We also have, excuse me, we got the YM. Again, it's not really giving you much. Again, I think it was just held up by two names, Goldman Sachs and United Healthcare. I think that's United Healthcare. No, that's not United Healthcare. Is it UNH? Yes, United Healthcare was one that popped it up regarding that. Everything else was down $1 or less, or wasn't up $1. So everything, this one gave you a pop up, and if they're just popping two names up out of 30, maybe they're just selling into it, and that's the thing that we really got to make sure we're looking at. So you have the IWM small caps just drifting higher. Not really much to say regarding Apple. As weird as it sounds, it's just been, goodness gracious, this is a tight range. So you got the range pretty much between 127.25 and 132, and it hasn't moved in months. So we have to see when it does move. Volatility should be tight, so it should be popping either way. Google continued to the upside. It did not break this high, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. But again, it gave a legit sell signal, but it has not broken above this high around this 167 area, so we'll see how this one plays out tomorrow. We have Netflix continuing up, extended but still continuing up, and it could continue up forever. Amazon actually gave a really good pop, but with all this pop on the high beta names, you had Amazon, you had Tesla, you didn't really see much for the NQ. So are they just holding up the NQ with these high beta names and selling everything else? Because with all these high beta names, you would expect to pop up a little bit more. With Goldman Sachs up and these, how much was it up? It wasn't up much at all. It was just a sideways choppy day. So again, just treat it like that. We have crude that we're looking at. It's actually on the Q contract right now, just in case you didn't know. It's still very sideways. So again, if it doesn't get above 62, we need to be careful. But right now, it's just ping-ponging. If you look at the hourly chart, you'll see that it's ping-pong between 61.32 and 59.50 for a long time. So let me give you an hourly on that so you can really get perspective. Ping-pong between this level, and this level. Came close to it. You can even put a double, you could put this right there, touched it at 10 o'clock buy signal, and just rammed up, and then didn't really do anything for the rest of the day. So those are the hardest type of trading days where you get one and then you look for a pullback, and then it doesn't really give you much at all. So again, it's still trading sideways. You can see that from the hourly chart. Excuse me. Price line is pretty much in no man's land. We don't know where it's going to go, but the bias is to the downside, definitely. And even if it gets a little pop up, it still has this. So let me take this stuff off just so that you get a clear chart. This was just saying if it breaks down, we want to come back up to flush down. I would need a break of at least a high before I went long this name, just because of how it is just dripping down and down and down. So let's look at the overall trend, make sure we don't miss anything regarding that. And if we just do a simple, midpoint right there, you can see it's above the 50%. But as far as the overall trend, we want to make sure that we're not missing how much we are in regards to the 50% of the bigger swing, which is the big swing, and we're below it. So it's kind of in no man's land, and you just wait. Okay, if it breaks down below and at least takes out these, and sometimes it's good to take this picture, it's basically looking at the view from 10,000 feet, breaks this low, it comes back down, you might have support around here, because again, you can see that this was probably like just a level that you could see that level right there regarding support. But besides that, it's just something that you just got to stay away from, because again, the markets have been so sideways that you don't want to just go long, or you just don't want to go short, because again, I need to do something, because you'll get so annoyed with that price action that you'll end up getting into something because you just were bored and you just get death by a million paper cuts. So with the ES, we just have to continue to see what goes on. It is not giving much at all, and but it's back into overbought territory, so we just have to see exactly if we're going to get a pop up to maybe this 2140, 2150 level, 2160 tops. But we're already, if we do a bar count, we're already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars into this buy signal and decreasing volume to the downside. So let's see what happens. But again, it's annoying, but that's trading, and it's better to be out of it, chopped, sitting in cash, versus just, again, if you're here, but if you traded this breakout, you just don't like your money. All right, take care.